Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gaming and Drinking Cast. Ooh, Travis is drinking that beer from 1994. And I am drinking that beer from 2021, 22. It's 2022.
It is.
It's not 2021. Anyways, yeah. So I'm Adam. We got Travis here with us.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, what kind of glass is that?
It's the only beer glass I have here right now. For people watching the video version, you might notice that my room looks different. That's because I've moved.
Yeah.
I have a whole entire game room now instead of just my bedroom, and so that's where I am now. And this is a champagne flute. Because my beer glasses are still at my other house and I haven't moved them yet. Kind of doing it one thing at a time because we had a lot of moving to do and we spent almost all weekend doing it, and I'm tired. So I'm gonna go back and get that stuff because I don't have to be out till the end of the month. So
okay. So you talk to the landlord, she knows what's up, everything's kosher.
Yeah, we're all good.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, what is that you're drinking there?
This is a Sugar Creek Brewing High Creek. So it's got the High C logo.
Okay.
So this right here makes me think they're going to get a cease and desist because that is
the High C logo.
Right. But it is a fruit punch sour ale, 6%. Sugar Creek's out of Charlotte. I think Charlotte, right? I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it is.
Dude, I miss High C.
Yeah, Charlotte. High C's still around. You can go get some.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they still make High C. It's just like
they just don't promote it at all anymore.
Well, you don't watch kids shit. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you don't get advertisements for toys anymore either. The toys didn't go away.
I don't know if you've seen my Facebook feed, but okay, well, I get lots of toys.
You don't get the broadcast ads for toys and stuff anymore. Yeah, that when you switch off from like the Nickelodeons and the Nick Juniors of the world, you don't get the cool ads for High C and Cinnamon Toast
Capri Sun.
Capri Sun, yeah. When's the last time you saw the little guy, the Capri Sun guy, in an ad?
You mean the Hawaiian Punch guy?
That's what I meant.
The Capri Sun was where they basically like Alex Macked into like liquid silver and like went surfing big waves.
Yes, yeah. I bet they've got a new spin on that marketing now.
I mean, that was great.
Yeah, it made me want him. I always wanted to be Alex Mack, so I thought she was so cool.
Alex Mack.
Well, yeah, that's you. But what do you?
How is it? How is it? Wait, does it taste like High C?
I haven't tried it yet. That's a good idea. It smells like a sour. Pretty good. It tastes like a fruit punch.
Hell yeah.
I wonder if they use like High C.
I'm sure they had to use some kind of fruit punch powder.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say the powder mix is probably what.
Because I used to get the High C. I used to get the High C like big containers. Like you remember like the big High C like powder containers.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah.
I used to get those and just like stick my finger in it and just like eat the powder. Like that would be like an after school snack for me.
That's fucking weird.
I would sit there and like watch cartoons and just like eat it like Fun Dip.
I was gonna say that sounds like a Fun Dip, but with your finger instead of the stick.
Yeah, and my finger would just like look like it was like dipped in red ink after I was done.
God, that's fucking weird. That's some weird shit.
I used to do the same thing with Gatorade tubs too.
Why?
It was good.
Why wouldn't you just make some High C and drink it?
Because it's more potent. I need that shit straight to my veins.
Yeah, that's exactly what you
And then I used to heat it up with a spoon, just put like a little bit of water in it.
That sounds like
heat it up with a spoon and then inject
it
into my veins.
I was gonna say you put a little lighter in it too. Wow.
Yeah. High C, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what they were going for. That's the secret. That's the secret to original High C. They had to remove the cocaine later on.
High cocaine.
Trouble. Yeah. Cocaine. That's what the C stands for in High C.
Yep. Well, on another note, I am drinking. It is from the Maine Beer Company. It is called Lunch.
Oh yeah.
Lunch IPA.
It's like the highest rated IPA in the country, I think.
I've never had it, but I was at Greens today with Steven, and he pointed this out, was like, dude, this is a great IPA. So I decided I'd give it a shot. It's brewed in Freeport, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
It is 7% alcohol, and I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It is one of, if not the highest rated IPAs in the country.
I can see why. That is smooth. It is smooth, but it's got a really, wow, it's a very clean but hoppy finish. Wow. Super clean. Super
Very
clean.
good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that might be like the cleanest finish of an IPA I've had.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of those bitter notes that some of them do.
Well, cheers, internet.
Cheers.
Welcome back. It's been a whirlwind of a couple of weeks. Travis is moving. We got other stuff going on. Still not quite ready to talk about my stuff yet. That will be probably next episode where I talk about my big stuff going on. But we got lots of big moves, man. Moving on up in the world.
Yeah. It's been a heck of a few months for us.
So you said you moved, obviously. So you moved from the house you were in to a new house. Does the house you're in now have a fenced-in yard for the puppers?
It does. It has a huge backyard. It actually has 2 fenced-in backyards because there's like a pen within the fence.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is the people who owned this house originally had like a pen for their dogs, and then later on built an actual like fenced-in backyard. So the original pen is still back there, and the dogs love to go through in there and explore. They like exploring the whole yard.
But they got a nice little area that's just theirs.
Yeah, they run around all day and just act a fool, and it's pretty fun.
So
we have we share a fence with a neighbor, and they have like 4 pit bulls, and it was kind of a little, scary at first because that little fence with like Monster, who's huge, and Fig, who's a young puppy, sharing with like 4 big old pit bulls. It's kind of scary at first, but the neighbors put up like another high fence that separates. They just like rolled it out, and it's like a temporary fence, but they wanted to separate the 2 so they weren't just like, constantly nipping at through the fence at each other. But now that they've got that up, my dogs just don't even pay attention to them. So it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, it worked out really well.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I know that's awesome to have, and to have a game room. And question: do you have to do your own lawn maintenance?
I do.
Oh yeah, now you get to go lawnmower shopping.
Yeah, we're going lawnmower shopping soon,
dude.
There were some really expensive ones.
Get you a riding lawnmower. Get you a 42-inch blade. Yeah. Finance that shit.
There was one that was like, one of them was literally like $6,000, and it was
you don't need all that. Was it one of the ones with like the 2 arm handles?
Yes.
0-degree turn radius.
Yeah, and I'm like, that thing is ridiculous.
Nah, dude, get you a Husqvarna.
Yeah.
42-inch blade. Get you one of those little. That's one thing I miss about having a house is doing yard work. Actually.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. We got to get laundry too.
Washer and dryer.
Washer and dryer. So it's going to be laundry, lawnmower, sectional, and then
I didn't know where you were going after that first syllable.
Lots of sex in the backyard. On top of the expensive lawnmower.
Yes, while it's on.
The
blade is spinning.
While we're just cutting the grass, we're just
to be crazy.
Yeah, you never
dangerous. Live dangerously.
We want to show off for all the neighbors, so let them know. Let them know where we stand.
Get one with cruise control.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we want to get is like a patio furniture, because we have a screened-in porch.
There you go.
And the screened-in porch is where I've been spending a lot of time. It's really nice.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be in that neck of the woods on Thursday, so I'm gonna swing by there and say what's up.
Word.
Yeah. We'll have some brewskis.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
It's super nice. You'll like it.
Yeah, I will. Well, I don't have anything that exciting going on right at the moment, except I got some amiibos. I got drunk last night and went on GameStop for some reason, and
That's one does.
And saw that there was like amiibos, and it was like, you can order this tomorrow or tonight, and it will be delivered to your house tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And I know that there was a new one that just came out. Got old Min here from the Super Smash Brothers series. She's awesome.
Wait, that's Arms, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's the Super Smash Brothers.
She's in Smash Brothers?
Yeah, she's one of the downloadable characters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's badass in Smash too, if you're good with her. I'm not. And then I've been playing some Monster Hunter Rise, and so I decided to get old Magnamalo.
Oh, okay.
And he's super badass.
Mm-hmm.
And just because they're freaking cute as hell, I got the Palico and the Palamute. Adorable. Look at that kitty. Look at that little kitty. Yeah. I'm super happy with those. I've also got the reissue of Kirby coming in the next couple of days.
Tell me, if you spent all the money on that, do you at least have a Samus in there somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do I have a Samus? I got the Samus from the new one from Dread.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. She looks good.
And
an Emmy.
An Emmy from Dread. And yeah, that one, I just love how they square off against each other.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So I've got like a bunch of Zelda ones too, and then a couple from Animal Crossing, some Pokemon.
I have the Japanese like 35th anniversary Mario one.
Oh, nice.
And then I have Midna from.
Ooh, dude, that one's worth a lot of money now.
Midna?
Yeah. Oh, because is she riding the yeah.
She's riding the wolf. Yeah.
I looked that one up. I think it was like $100 something.
Yeah, she came with the Skyward Sword special edition packaging, or not Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess special edition packaging, and that's where I got her from. Yeah, she's worth some money now. Sweet.
The ones I get are cheap, but I have a feeling that this Magnamalo might be worth some money one day.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that one was still available, because like the ones that I'm gonna start collecting, like for real, these things. And so I've started following a bunch of like Twitter notifiers that are like, hey, this one's dropping, stuff like that, so I can pre-order them. Yeah. And this Min literally just came out like a week ago, so I don't think it'll last long.
You have a Marth?
I don't have that many. I've probably got like 15. I've probably got like 15 of them, 15 to 20. Which
you got to get who's the dork from Xenoblade Chronicles?
Oh God, I can't. Shulk, yeah.
You got to get you a Shulk.
I got to get a shirtless Shulk.
Oh, is that a real one?
I think it's a Japanese one. I think they have one of him in his boxers.
The Japanese ones are always better than the American ones.
Yeah.
Of course, they you got to let Shulk run around shirtless. What are we doing?
Yeah, and his little heart boxers. Why is it that in anime, anytime like a dude is wearing boxers, they've got hearts?
They have hearts on them. I don't know. That's a good question. It is a thing, though. That's for sure.
Like every time there's a dude in underwear, he's got hearts all over his underwear.
I guess because like it kind of denotes that they're boxers and not like tiny shorts or something. Like if you see that kind of pattern on something, you know that it's boxers, like not. You
could definitely make it known without having hearts, though.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you if you could?
Why wouldn't they just make them like some really nice tight boxer briefs?
Then you got to draw the junk.
Exactly. Oh,
you want to see
give the people what they want.
You want to see the outline of the junk.
I want
junk
in the trunk and the hood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, usually the characters are like 14 years old, so
they're still running. Yeah, you're right.
That could be why they don't draw the chunk.
That could be
the chunky junk.
Problematic.
The chunky junk.
The chunky junk.
That'd be the episode title if we did that.
Chunky Junkie. Oh gosh.
10 minutes in and we're already off the rails. I love it.
Well, you know,
That's
this one, here. What's your percentage on yours?
6%.
Okay. So this beer is really damn good. Have you had this before?
Oh yeah. I had that on draft when I was the pizza joint bar manager.
Real damn good.
Yeah, it's very good.
And apparently it's named after a whale that hangs out around Maine.
Lunch?
They called it lunch because it looks like it's had a bite taken out of its fin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And there was actually, dude, when I used to go up to New Jersey every summer. And when I was up there in New Jersey one time, we were out there fishing in one of the bays, and out of nowhere, this dolphin comes up, like in the water, comes right up to the boat, and we started just like hand feeding it bait fish. And then we looked, and this dolphin, like its jaw was like a little crooked, like it had been hit by a propeller or something. And also on its side, it was branded with the number 56.
Jesus.
And so I looked up, I just Googled like Dolphin 56, and Dolphin 56 was another famous like marine animal that would like come and hang out with people around New Jersey, and it would like travel up and down the East Coast. And it had been doing it for like 15 years and just going out to people's boats and getting fed. And that's probably why it got hit by a fucking propeller.
Oh, how do you get the branding on it?
Wait, timeout. We're going to need to take a quick break. I just got a notification from Zoom that says I have to upgrade to remove the 40-minute time limit on our meeting. So what? Yeah, I think I just my Zoom just updated.
Yeah, mine updated too.
So I think it's giving us, now we're gonna have to upgrade in order to keep Zoom going. So give us 2 seconds, technical difficulties. We'll be right back with more Booze and Games. And we are back. Thank you, Zoom, for making me upgrade in the middle of a podcast.
I can't believe they did that, but I can't believe they did that.
Dude, we've been doing this for what? Almost a year now?
At least a year.
And my Zoom, like whenever I logged in for just now for this episode, it was like, it's going to download an update real quick. Don't worry about it. I was like, cool. All right, whatever. It's going to update. And then it was like out of nowhere, like the fucking warning of death came up. It was like, you have 10 minutes to upgrade or you're terminated. Yeah. So we upgraded, but I will tell you this, I am terminating that subscription as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Cheers to internet capitalism.
Yeah. It's like Google or Zoom must have been making a ton of money during the pandemic. And then now that the pandemic is no longer as rough of a thing, they have to switch to a new money-making scheme, I guess.
They're like, man, a lot of people started podcasts, but they're only 2 people.
Well, it used to be one-on-one meetings were unlimited. And
yeah, that's how, I mean, exactly.
If you have more than 3, then that's when you had to pay. But then they were like, no, we're gonna bring one-on-one onto the paid platform, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they realized that a lot of people are doing one-on-one Zooms, and they could capitalize on that.
Which is dumb for them because most people are just going to go to a different
so we're gonna figure something out for sure. So. Google, how you looking over there? You looking nice? Your mama let you date?
Google or Microsoft, both of them kind of sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I almost want to switch just to not give them the business, or to give them the business.
I was going to say, you want to give them the business, like that ref or that announcer.
Give him the business.
He was giving him the business. Only Carolina football.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. So we It's always something, man.
Yeah.
But no, we do have a lot to talk about this week, especially Apex Legends.
We got the new
We're gonna normally we start with what we're playing, but I think we're gonna start this week with that new hotness, which is Apex Legends Season 13 Saviors dropped today.
Literally today.
Yeah, and it is really good. I'm enjoying it so far. They've added a lot of cool stuff. New character as used, but they've added some stuff on the map, which actually I find to be almost more intriguing than the new character, which I was not expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's called Saviors. The new character is called Newcastle. They have upgraded the map for which one? What's the
Storm
map?
Point.
For Storm Point. And that's kind of like my favorite stuff is the map changes, because Storm Point needed some changes in a bad way. Yeah. And the big change is obviously, if you watched last episode, we checked out the trailer for the new season, and they were fighting this big ass dragon thing, and we were talking about it. We were like, holy shit, dude, what if they have like a Monster Hunter type deal where you're shooting, like you're teaming up with and fighting this thing? And that would have been dope as hell.
But that is not what they did.
No, they basically just gave you the aftermath of that fight, and there's a giant carcass in the middle of the map, or on the edge of the map.
On the edge of the map, yeah.
But it's still really, really cool and really, really big. Like you can drop on its ass, you can drop on its face. That just sounds really bad.
That's your favorite thing to do.
Just gonna drop on all. I love dropping on asses and faces. That's
what people say about you.
Yeah, man. When I'm playing a game, I just love dropping on asses and faces.
It's funny too, because the first 6 games we played, the start point of the ship was right over the carcass.
Right over its ass.
Yeah, right over its ass.
So if you wanted to drop straight down, you're just like dropping on the ass.
It was like the first, at least 6 times, because we were like, oh, it's just going to drop us here every single time. It's going to start right over the carcass to get people the chance to drop on the ass and get started right away. But
you just want to shoot all over the ass. That's what people want to do. So everybody's dropping all over the ass, and it was just getting real dirty and grimy over there. And so half the people have blown their load in the first 30 seconds.
Oh my god, this metaphor has gone on too far.
And so if you go to the other side of the map and you're kind of doing your own thing in the corner, then everybody else is just getting shot in the ass on the ass. And you don't have to do anything, because everybody else is just playing with the ass.
What if you came down on the face?
Well, if you came down on the face, then then you have to go deep down its throat.
Yeah.
And then because it's wide open, and hopefully you're gonna find a big gun and
use that.
Yeah, and get a wide, something that has a wide spread.
Big spray.
Yeah, big spray, so you can shoot a bunch of dudes at the same time.
Yeah, you really want to get as many dudes as possible when you're shooting.
Yeah. Yep. So when you're
oh boy.
Has it gone too far? Have we gone too far?
I don't know. We're going far enough.
Anyways, there's a carcass, and you can ejaculate all. No, wait. I'm sorry.
The Zoom thing has really warped Adam's brain tonight.
No, it's always been a little weird up there.
So
never know what I'm thinking, man.
In addition to the carcass ass animal that Adam is very infatuated with, there's some other stuff. The what do they call those bunkers?
Armories.
Armory bunkers.
Yeah, so that's actually the coolest thing about the whole season to me is the armories. You can basically, we only found one, and it was like on the southwest part of the map. But according to CNET, I think there's more than one. Kind of, they're gonna be kind of like those bunkers on is it Kings Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Kings Canyon, where like you have to have a grenade to get in, and there's like usually like some gold stuff in there. But what's super cool about it, much more involved. And so like when you're running up to these armories, they're like off the ground and like you can't get in them. But then as you're running up to them, a ramp comes off to let you in, and then you go in. And it was so funny. We didn't know that like
it seals up.
Yeah. So like I go in and I'm like, all right, dude, I'm pressing the button. And I press the button and Travis is still outside of it and it starts closing. And he's like, wait, I'm not in yet.
The ramp just like kind of like seals itself
How
away.
did you get in?
So after the ramp sealed itself up, there was like a little beam that shot down from the bottom of the center of the hold. And if you walk into that beam, it'll teleport you inside. So that's how I got in there. And what I assume happens is that the other teams don't get that beam of light. So
I don't know. We don't know. I would assume
because it wouldn't make any sense for them to seal it up if they just let them teleport in anyway. I guess we don't know for sure, but
we don't know for sure. But
my guess would be that they wouldn't go through the trouble of making all that animation and stuff.
Yeah, but with Apex, I've never seen anything, whether it's like a tactical or an ultimate, that like everybody can't utilize. Like when shields come up, you know, you can't shoot through it, they can't shoot through it. Whenever like smoke bombs, your team can't see through it, they also can't see through it. Everything affects everybody.
Well, you could, if you were the first one to get there, you could still use it. It's not like you can't use that. It's just that I don't think you can use it while it's being actively used by somebody else. I think that's
maybe it like shows up as like a red beam on someone else's screen or something. And maybe. So like they know that someone's in there, but they can't get in themselves or something.
Which is interesting. I think it works better that way because then you could just wait for the door to open up and just fuck them up as soon as they come out.
I want to know how. Yeah, go ahead.
Chances are they might have like low health and stuff so we should say what happens when you go in there. So you go in there after you hit the button, and then it spawned like these crates open up and these specters from Titanfall come out, and they're NPCs and you have to fight and kill them, and they're pretty tough. Like
they are.
We were having a decent time with them. And
the more you kill, the more of them spawn. So like the first wave doesn't have that many, and then like you kill that wave and a few more show up. And I think it's like a wave-based thing. And the more waves you kill, it's on a 60-second timer. And at the end of that 60 seconds, however many specters you've killed or how many waves you've completed, you will get loot based on how many of those you killed.
Yeah,
which is a really, really cool thing, especially because I personally am a giant Titanfall fan. And
Titanfall 2 specifically. Yeah.
I got my pilot right there on the wall. But the movement they do is exactly like the NPCs in Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Like they come out of the bunker and then they like do like this like quick move forward and then they run the other way and then they come back towards you. Like it's so Titanfall. It makes me so happy because I'm always saying like they need to bring more Titanfall into this game. And they've done it with the specters and with the NPCs that are in Titanfall.
Another reason why they probably seal it up is so you can't like kite the specters outside of the area too.
Yeah, they probably had like because they're probably using the same AI as the Titanfall NPCs.
Yeah,
if I had to guess,
they're not. I mean, they were tough, but they weren't like super smart or anything. They just kind of like ran around and shot at you. We killed
just
them.
A little spongy.
Yeah,
I think they probably take
spongy.
Like I'd say they probably take 150 to 175 damage to die.
They seem they're about equivalent of a real player,
like a white shielded player, but there's enough of them to where they can give you a challenge.
And so with that, the reason I said you waiting outside the bunker, because you could lose a bunch of health and there's no guarantee. You probably would get shields and stuff, but if you're not paying attention, you get to walk out of that bunker without having healed up and just get annihilated by another team. So there is kind of a risk reward thing, because I think once you seal that bunker up, people are definitely going to know that you're there.
Yes, that is true. You do. It does open back up. And I didn't see this when we did it. Granted, we've only done that thing one time because, like we said, this just came out today. So we're still learning a lot of the meta for this season. But according to CNET, they said that you can launch out of armories at the end, which I didn't see a launcher. And I assume that's kind of like the launchers that were on the skull hanging over the ocean. You know what I'm talking about?
The green ones, the ones that are all over the island.
Not like the balloon. Yeah. Like the ones that you just like it's basically like an octane jump pad that like launches into the air.
Yeah.
I assume it's something like that, but I didn't see that in there. We got to look around a little harder. We didn't really look around too hard in there.
No, we were kind of overwhelmed by what was happening.
But yeah, like at the end, it's basically like a bunch of crates pop up, and you open those, and that's what you get. I think we got 3 or 5. I think we got 5 crates out of that.
We got 5 crates, but there was only 1 gold and like 1 purple.
Yeah, I think we should have. If we could actually, now that we know what's going on in there, I think, dude, could you imagine going in there and dropping a fucking fuse mother load in there?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Actually, Fuse might have some good implications on this map now that they've changed, like
especially with his grenades and shit too in that tiny space. You could probably take out like a couple of those guys. But Valkyrie, her L1, you have to have overhead clearance to shoot it, so that wouldn't work in there. But Fuse's grenades,
it would definitely work.
And Maggie actually would probably be pretty viable in there.
Yeah, anyone that can make stuff go boom real good would be viable in there. Yeah, because it isn't a huge space. It's pretty small.
It's a very small space. It's literally like the size of like a living room.
But it's also got like a bunch of the pods in there that make it seem even more claustrophobic because there's those things that pop out. They pop out of those pods, and there's like no room to maneuver. But it does give you a lot of cover, so it's like a risk reward thing.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I was so happy to find that because whenever we watched the trailer, I was like, dude, I think there's gonna be NPCs. And
there definitely was.
Fuck yeah.
Newcastle's pretty cool. I actually really enjoy playing as him. I haven't really liked any of the. What?
I don't know. That's what you sounded like, Chewbacca.
I was doing my yawn. I had to yawn. We should say we're doing this pretty well.
I didn't know we were having so much fun here.
I don't really like the defensive characters that much. I don't like Gibby. He's really fat and slow. I do like Rampart a lot. She is very fun, but her shields are not so much defensive as they are tactically viable for making weapons stronger. That's what I feel like. She's more of a buff than like a defensive character. But Newcastle, his shields are super cool and very useful. His L1, you can like shoot it out, but you can also make it come back to you. Like you can reposition it, and wherever you point.
It doesn't stop moving though. That's something that's very important. Is like you can't make it stay still, which is kind of it. That's the only deficit against it, is that like you can't place it somewhere. You have to move it around. Except for his ult, which obviously you can place that, but
so his ult is like a big wall barrier that pops up that gives you like 3 ramparts, basically. Not Rampart the character, but actual ramparts, like on a
like
wall.
three big. It's basically like a big shield that can cover up your entire body, and then like a little half shield that can cover if you crouch. Big shield, half shield, big shield. It's like 3 towers with smaller shields in between them, and they take a shitload of damage.
Yeah, they I don't think we've seen one destroyed yet. So
no, we did. I threw 2 thermites and a frag at the one teams, and like that did a shit ton of damage. And then we both were like shooting at it at the same time, and that took out. But it doesn't destroy the whole thing. It destroys it panel by panel.
Yeah,
which is a really cool thing because there's a lot of panels on that thing.
Yeah, it's smartly designed. The best bet is if you're fighting someone is to try to get in behind it. What you got there?
Oh my god! I'm just gonna pour it in this. Is that blasphemy if I just pour it inside of this same thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it'll be all I'm sorry to interrupt. I just was empty, and I feel like this conversation's about to be a minute, so I'm gonna pour me a beer. This is another Steven recommendation. This one is called Rice Krispie Boy. It is a rice lager with marshmallows. And I believe this is a Westbrook. Yeah, this is a Westbrook. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, it's a Westbrook. It's 5% rice lager with marshmallows. He told me it tasted exactly like a Rice Krispie treat.
I love that.
And so I was sold immediately, especially after last week where I did the Reese's Pieces one. That made me, if you give me something that's going to taste like candy or like some kind of treat.
I love a rice.
Oh, dude, did you see when I said treat?
She's like, yeah, what you know about
that? What you got? What you got? Yeah, so I've got my parents. I'm watching my parents' dog for a few days, and she knows what's up. She's a psycho, but she's amazing. But yeah, it's definitely a rice lager. You can see it's very light. It tastes like a Coors Light with marshmallows. It's okay. It's not as good as I was hoping for. It doesn't taste exactly like a Rice Krispie treat. But I get what they were going for, and I appreciate it because, you know, it takes balls to try to make a craft American rice lager. Because most of the American rice lagers are your Mick Ultras and Bud Lights.
That's they're doing like a Japanese style rice lager. We have one too.
It's pretty though. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty beer.
Yeah, that's good. It's clean.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a Hazelwood Mexican lager yesterday. It was it's a great beer.
Again, if you're ever in the Midlands of South Carolina, Hazelwood, amazing. And that Mexican, it is a Mexican lager with agave and lime. God, that shit is delicious.
That's very good.
Oh, so we need to go to Hazelwood and just drink there sometime.
And I do a bunch. It's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Holler at your boy, asshole.
We have hollered at you before. Remember? Nope. Yeah. Well, your memory is not the greatest thing in the world.
Everything's a bubble that pops at some point.
There's only so much knowledge you can stuff into one brain, and you got to have room for like Gen 1 Pokemon and all this other stuff. Amiibos.
Listen, yeah, you give me questions about like Star Wars, Pokemon, Amiibos, Zelda, Mario.
What's the third evolution of a Squirtle?
Blastoise.
Oh, come on.
Duh. That's
child's play.
That really is child's play when it comes to Pokemon. I almost bought a Squirtle amiibo last night. Dude, in my cart, I had like $300 worth of amiibos that I had to whittle them down.
Jesus Christ.
Don't tell Katie this, but I spent over $100 on amiibos last night.
That's real stupid.
No, it was great. I didn't buy any like aftermarket ones because the aftermarket ones, they cost like way more.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah,
but like no, like you get them when they're hot and fresh.
Yeah,
right. And then right straight off the whatever the hell they come off. And then this one, like for instance, was only $15. But I guarantee you in like 3 months it'll be $30.
Yeah. It's just a good investment is what you're saying.
It would be if I kept them in the box.
Yeah.
But I immediately take them all out of the box because I just like making them all look like they're fighting each other.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. I went and got my hair cut today and I told Brooke about all my amiibos and she's like, Adam, I thought You were cool until you just told me about all that stuff that you bought.
I don't know how she got to the cool part before that, because it doesn't seem like you could know you for more than 20 minutes without.
I was like, Brooke, you've been to my apartment.
Yeah,
you
like,
see,
where's all the nerd shit?
She's like, oh, that's great for a bachelor pad. I was like, all right, well.
Now that's why you need one room just for yourself where you can put all your nerd shit.
I can't wait to see what that room looks like in like 3 months.
I can't wait to get my posters and stuff.
Dude, throw some shelves up, because you got so many like old school like PlayStation. Like you sent me that Kingdom Hearts 2 guide. You could just throw that on a shelf.
I've got so in my boxes I found the guides for Metal Gear Solid 2, an original printing of Metal Gear Solid 2 guide, Devil May Cry 1, and Madden 07.
Dude, Madden 07 was great.
I don't know why I had a Madden 07 guide. Who needs a guide for fucking Madden? I don't think it was mine. I think it's
NCAA 07, I think, is the one that I actually liked a lot.
NCAA was the one with the Boise State guy on the cover.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow. 07 might have been Tim Tebow.
Who am I thinking of? That was which one was Robert Griffin III on? Was that 13?
That was like, yeah, that was
the last one.
That was, yeah, I don't think it was 13.
12?
12 maybe, or 11.
But either way, the Gamecocks were awesome. In the last edition of NCAA, the Gamecocks were amazing, because they had Alshon, Marcus, Clowney.
The 07, I think it was maybe 08, 09, when they had like Steven Garcia's freshman year, when he was
over. He was
like 99 rating, and he was black. So he was like 6'5" or something like that, like just nothing like his actual self. And but he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable. He was the best player Carolina's ever had in that video game.
I just remember having, I think it was like 11 or 12. There was Jeffrey and Lattimore, and then you had Stephon Gilmore and Clowney on defense. And like between those four players, like, and Connor Shaw was actually pretty well ranked on there. He was actually, I think he was underranked. I think he was a very underrated quarterback.
Well, he was a 2-star coming out of high school. So
yeah,
they probably based it on that, though.
But I think he's like the winningest quarterback in Carolina history.
He is, but coming out of high school, he was still a 2-star when they made the game. That's probably what they based it on, not his.
But this was like 3 years in.
I don't think the series lasted long enough for it to be 3 years in for him. I don't know when it ended, but it wasn't. I don't know if he got all his time in. But also, no one paid attention to Carolina except for like Clowney. Never really paid attention to our offense. So
it's basically us and like the other fans, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anything else on Apex you want to get in?
Let me think. Oh, so they're doing a new ranked split. Want to talk about that for a second, which me and you, we don't really play ranked, because most of the time me and you are playing duos, which if they had ranked duos, I would love to jump into that.
Yeah.
But they unfortunately still don't have ranked duos. But they do have a new rank split, which is pretty cool. There's a new ranked tier called Rookie. And that's pretty interesting, because basically, from what I can tell, it seems like unranked to me. The Rookie tier has no entry cost, but it also awards no RP. Oh, I think being in a certain tier awards you RP right off the bat. So like if you're in silver, you get like a certain amount of RP. So you still get RP for like your kills and your placement and all that, even if you're at rookie tier, but you just don't get a tier RP. Am I wrong there?
I don't know. We haven't played it yet. I'm not really sure.
We haven't played any ranked. I don't ever really play ranked unless we've got Rich in there.
Rich with us, yeah. And then
he's usually overranked, and so we can't play with him. So rocking a hard place there.
I'd say I would like to dive into that a little
bit. Face in a butt, you know.
What?
carcass on the side of a beach.
Smoking a pancake.
Mm.
All right, I'm dry. You get another one.
I'm so wet.
God, I gotta choose my words more carefully on this podcast. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh God. All right. So Travis has got to get another beer. I'm gonna chug this Rice Krispie treat and then grab my third beer, and we will be right back.
And apparently change his pants.
Some different games besides Apex and booze. Oh, that was a beautiful pop. The beautiful pop of the gaming and drinking cast. That's what I've always called it. The beautiful pop.
Yep, that's what
we drink. The beautiful pop, aka beer.
Mm-hmm.
God, if you called it that, I want to punch myself for saying that. Actually,
that's just every day for me on this show. So
the beautiful pop beer. No. In fact,
what did you get that pop off of?
Well, this actually isn't even a beer; it's a cider.
That's all right. That's the same wheelhouse.
It's some Blake's Peach Party, which I have not had before.
Is that the summer seasonal?
Yeah, it's Balake's hard cider.
It's good stuff. 6.5.
6.5. I feel like all of their ciders are 6.5.
All of them except like there's some that are 5, like the Grizzly Pear and something else is like 5.5 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them are 6.5.
But Blake's, everything that I've had from them, I have at least somewhat enjoyed. If not really, really enjoyed. And this one is a peach and blackberry, and it's their summer, and it's called Peach Party.
Sounds
just
really
seemed like a good call. A lot of people that I sell beer to have ordered this one, and they were like, "Fuck yeah, give me that as soon as it comes in."
Yeah.
So I thought I should probably give this a try. Also, I've got the hiccups a little bit right now because I just like inhaled a bunch of pasta and chugged the rest of a beer. So cheers.
I am working on one of my own, the People's Elbow from New Sarum. This is the reason I have this on the show, though, is because we just took this to the World Beer Cup last week, which is basically the biggest contest in the world for beer. And there were 2,500 countries that entered.
Are there 2,500? You said 2,500 countries?
Yeah.
Are there that many countries?
I think so. Maybe it was 2,500 submissions.
I don't think there's 2,500 countries, dude.
There might not be. 2,500
breweries?
Maybe 2,500 breweries. Yes, that's got to be it. Yes.
Okay.
2,500. Yes. 2,500 breweries from around the world.
Gotcha.
I think there were over like, I want to say like 50,000 submissions or something like that. The USA only had, I can't remember the exact number, but it wasn't a whole lot of, even though we hosted, we didn't have a whole lot of wins. North Carolina specifically only had 4 breweries that won. And one of them was the People's Elbow, and it took home a gold.
Hell yeah.
It is the only one in North Carolina to get a gold. And I don't think anyone from South Carolina won. I don't know if anyone from South Carolina entered. But this is the closest to us, and it was my brewery that did it. So we're very proud of that. That's going to be a new sales thing going forward for us. And I'm going to be selling the crap out of this beer because it's a really good beer. I'm sure you've had it before.
Oh yeah. People's Elbow is a great beer.
It is if you don't know, it's a hazy milkshake IPA brewed with lactose and coconut.
Great summer beer.
And it pours like this.
It's just got a little bit of haze.
Yeah. I don't like coconut at all. I hate coconut, in fact. But I think this has like just the right amount that it gives it like that summery taste without being like overpowered. It doesn't taste like coconut water, which I think is gross.
Doesn't taste like suntan lotion.
Does not taste quite like suntan lotion, thankfully. But it's good. It's a really good beer.
Hell yeah. Well, I didn't even know that happened. So congratulations to everybody at New Sarum. That's pretty cool.
The brewers, the guys at the brewery are very, very excited. It's like the highest award that you can
Where
receive.
was the festival?
Minnesota, I think.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
I think it was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's where those fuckers are.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably like.
I mean, those beautiful people.
They probably paid to bring them all in there too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's how it goes.
What, you mean Budweiser paid to have people come and like use their stuff? Weird, man.
Yeah,
like,
get promotions out of it. Yeah.
Never heard.
They probably branded their shit all over everything. Shocking.
Oh God. But that's funny that like the biggest, like, let's be honest, the asshole brewers of the world host the best brewers of the world.
Well, they have the money.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. God,
and I'm sure that like for a light beer, like a, you know, if you're judging domestic, whatever, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of Anheuser-Busch product taking something home. Just sheer volume of products.
I bet that new, what's it called? Like Bud Light Plus or whatever the fuck.
Bud. Yeah, I don't know what.
Does anybody know what it's called? I don't think.
Bud Next.
Next. Is it a seltzer? Is that a seltzer?
No, it's just a super, super light beer, and it is terrible.
It's not a seltzer.
No, it's not a seltzer. They already have Bud Light seltzer. They have
so it's like Bud Light Light.
Yes, basically. But it doesn't even, it tastes like somebody took a bunch of Bud Light and poured water in it, which is exactly what they did. That's how you get the ABV down. So
ew,
it's not good. It's really, really bad. They do this every year too. Like, remember like the Bud Select 55 and then like all the other stuff. Like they do this every.
Is Bud Select still around?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I don't know how many people actually drink it, but
I liked the logo for Bud Select.
Yeah, it was cool. Remember Bud Platinum? That was terrible. That was
so dude, gross. I used to drink the shit out of that when I was like 20.
6% Budweiser.
About to get hammered, boys.
So gross.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to the real reason we're here, which is not Bud Select. Promise you that. I think it's video. This is a video game podcast, right?
Occasionally.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because it just, it doesn't even, it does. What is a podcast even? You know,
if not grief persevering. That's
what?
That's from WandaVision when they talk about like it got really big for a minute, but somebody says something, Vision says something like, what is grief if not love persevering?
Yes.
And a lot of people like made fun of the line. A lot of people thought it was a really good line. Like but it kind of blew up.
Oh my God.
So
yes. What are video games if not grief persevering? Yeah. So what video games have you been playing, Travis, besides that old Apex?
Well, I'll hit mine. I have two. I'll hit them real quick. One real quick because I haven't played a lot of it because it's on Game Pass, and the other one I've spent a lot of time with. So the first one is Erudian. I don't even know how you pronounce that word. Chronicles.
Did you spell it right in the
Yeah, because I copied it from the thing.
I'm gonna say that's Aiden
Chronicle : Rising. Now, let me ask you something, Adam Gogan. Have you ever played a little series called Suikoden or Suikoden or how
Sudoku?
Suikoden. I think it's pronounced Suikoden. It's an RPG series on PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. It was pretty big. It's where you like recruit like 150 characters. It's a JRPG.
Are we talking about Pokemon?
No. Well, kind of, yeah, actually. Look up Suikoden. You might recognize the logo and stuff because it was really big back in the 90s and 2000s. It's SUIKOD.
Oh, I found it. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
Okay, so it was basically a JRPG series famous for collecting. You like built up a castle and recruit all these characters, and they would have roles within the castle that you built. You could also take them out with you when you were doing quests and stuff like that. The series stopped after number 5 back in like 2007 or something like that.
Okay.
And the guy who created it launched a Kickstarter a few years ago. And this series, Eiyuden Chronicles, is the spiritual successor to Suikoden. And this game was a stretch goal. So the big game that they're making is like a full-fledged JRPG with nice production values and stuff like that.
Wait, so this is the guy behind Suikoden?
Yeah.
I'm looking. Hold on. I'm looking this guy up, and it's. Oh, never mind. It's what's his name? Yoshitaka Murayama.
That sounds.
Yeah, he
right.
did. Okay, yeah. Eiyuden Chronicle, producer, writer, director. It says that one hasn't even come out yet. Is it
Right,
in early?
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So this was a stretch goal.
Okay.
For the main proper game, which is going to be a full-fledged RPG. This game is not that game. This game is like a prequel to that game. So you know how Kickstarters work? They give you like all these stretch goals if they make whatever amount of money. This game was a stretch goal. What it is it is using characters from that game that they're working on, but it's like a Metroidvania / city builder.
Is that how the original Suikodens were too?
No, they're just JRPGs.
Okay.
With town building mechanics in it. This game is going to the game that you're looking at is going to be a full-fledged JRPG. This is a separate game that leads into that game. It was just a stretch goal. Gotcha. So it's a little bit different gameplay than what you would expect from a JRPG series, but some of the characters are going to be in the game. You're basically like me, and I think it sets up the events of the game proper. I'm not far enough to get any kind of story stuff yet.
Did you play Suikoden as a kid?
Yeah, I played a lot of Suikoden.
It looks pretty dope.
Suikoden's awesome. Are you looking up Eiyuden Chronicles, or are you looking up?
I'm looking at Suikoden right now.
Look up Eiyuden Chronicles. This art style is really dope. It's super cool. It's also on Game Pass, so you can try it out if you wanted to.
Okay.
But you play as this character, and you like, yeah. You accept missions and you do these things. It has a really, really nice progression system. It feels like you're constantly progressing, which I really like that feeling.
Oh, dude, I love this. I'm going to play the shit out of this.
So yeah, and then every time you do that, you can go back to the base and build it up, like add new townsfolk. You'll get people that move in based on what you're doing. And then you go back into like the dungeon and dungeon crawl. But the dungeon crawling is a side-scrolling Metroidvania.
Okay.
It's cool.
So this game is there any kind of like turn-based JRPG mechanics in it, or is it like the only thing is it's all Metroidvania? Are you going in with a squad though?
I think I've only got the one member so far. You from what I've seen though, you definitely get more members because if you look at the screenshots, there's like 3 bars.
Dude, I'm looking at a screenshot right now, and it's 6 people standing, looking like they're doing some JRPG shit against a team of 4.
So I don't know how the other characters come in. Like I think it's maybe like a Marvel versus Capcom style, like you bring them in with a tap of a button. I'm not sure. It could be like Valkyrie Profile, where each face button uses a different character's attack. But I haven't gotten that far yet, so I don't know how that works. But it's cool. It's got really good music. The graphics are nice. It's got a cool, like I said, the progression system is awesome, and I think you'd really like that part of it.
One of the things that like always makes me gravitate, and I think I've probably talked about this a lot on a lot of episodes, toward any game, is the art style. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of like unique fun takes on old school art styles. And this is the epitome of that, man. From what I can see, it's like they've got like the it looks like the PS1, PS2, like 2.5D Metroidvanias type deals. But then they have these completely smoothed out, basically anime characters running around on top of it.
It looks a lot like the Vanillaware stuff from the PS2. I don't know if you ever played like Odin Sphere or any of those games. Like it looks like that style.
Yeah,
very good.
But obviously way better. But yeah, I agree.
It looks good in motion too. You need to see it.
I'm gonna have to play this one. I love this kangaroo guy.
I haven't met him yet.
There's looks like, and he's huge, like just like a kangaroo ninja. Which obviously, if you ever come across a kangaroo ninja in real life, do not approach. They will kick the shit out of you, literally.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely gonna stick with it. I don't think it's very long either, which is good, and it's on Game Pass, so the barrier to entry is really low.
So that's in development still. It's in early access, I guess.
No, this game is launched. The game that they're making that they had for the Kickstarter, that game is in development, and that's not going to come out till sometime next year. So,
gotcha.
And this game will lead into that game, from what I understand. We'll see.
Okay.
It's together. But speaking of Metroidvanias, the game that I've been spending most of my time with is Rogue Legacy 2. Now, we talked about Rogue Legacy 1 a few weeks ago because you started playing it. Rogue Legacy 1 is one of my favorite games. And I was kind of worried about this. Game's been in early access for a little bit, but I usually don't, something like this that I know I'm going to play a bunch of, I don't usually get in early access. I just wanted to be like a fresh experience when they finally get everything ironed out. And I'm glad I did, because this game is fucking amazing. It is so good. So basically, if you remember Rogue Legacy 1, the character like spent the lineage thing, you know?
Like you're picking your different traits. Like you can have either, or like it's like you can pick from a guy that is a midget, a guy who is really strong, or a guy who likes spears. Like, and it's all these different traits that are passed down from person to person.
So this game, if you remember that, but no matter what your trait was, you were still using a sword. Yeah. Like you like that was kind of what it was. This game, the traits are there just like in that game, but now there's different so the classes in that game basically just change like your magic and like the
weapon was always the sword.
But the weapon was always the sword. So this game, each character class is completely different. Sometimes they jump different. Sometimes they all have a different weapon. They move differently. Some are slower, some are faster. Some can like fly through the air when they attack. Some can, kind of boost along the ground, like with a dash and attack. And each character class plays so differently that each run is like it feels like a different type of game each time.
I've heard there are some real garbage classes though.
So the funny thing is, the classes that I thought I would hate, I've really liked. And it's kind of like in Hades, where you kind of like, maybe there's a weapon, you're like, I don't think I'm going to like this weapon. But then you kind of
you beat Hades with it.
Yeah, you get like a really good run. So this happened with me. Like I beat the first boss. I'm on the third boss now out of 6. I beat the first boss with the Dragoon, who was kind of my favorite character for a while, because they can kind of dash through the air when you attack. They can also attack in 4 different directions, which none of the other characters can do. And so I was having a lot of luck with them, and then I unlocked the cook, and I was like, or the chef. I can't remember. I think it's the chef.
I've heard a lot about the chef, and if I haven't played this game yet, but I think that would be the one I would want to play with, would be the chef.
So I was like, the chef is probably going to be a garbage character. Like I don't care at all. But turns out this guy is a badass. He's
got a frying pan. He can deflect shit, right?
So his frying pan works like Mario Strikers. Like that's what it feels like when you hit. You're basically returning
Mario Tennis.
Yeah, Mario Tennis. That's what I mean. You're like returning like, so there's a lot of projectiles in this game. It's basically half bullet hell. And you're like returning projectiles, but when you hit it, it doesn't fly back the way it came in. So it could be like a flying, like straight at you projectile, or a looped projectile or whatever, but he sends it back like a tennis ball.
Like directly at the person that sent it?
Directly at back of the person who sent it. And it always is on fire, and it applies fire damage to them over time. And then if you hit them, that applies another fire damage over time. Like if you hit them with the pan always applies fire damage over time. So you'll just be stacking damage,
just lighting everybody on fire.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. So now I'm like, anytime
do people that are on fire burn you?
No, it's just like a status effect.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying if like you light someone on fire and then you run through them, or like you run up against them, does that light you on fire too?
No, they're like constantly taking damage. They're flashing, but they're not literally like, you don't see like flames popping off.
Okay.
But it felt so good to like get that class and like be like, oh, I was wrong about this. You know, like it turns out that this is a class that I really like. So now I always go into there with the chef anytime I get the opportunity.
Hell yeah.
Another thing that's different about this game is the level design. The last one was basically all just like a castle, you know, and there were different areas in the castle and they looked different, but they were all like that basic Symphony of the Night style.
Yeah.
Did you play Dead Cells?
Fuck yeah.
So you know how in the second area in Dead Cells it was like that, like rooftop.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's like just, they called it the promenade or something like that.
Right. And you know how it was linear straight across. You weren't going up and down like you were in the castle.
Yeah, I mean, they were a little like, it was the ramparts. The ramparts. Yeah, so they were like, it was like a castle wall, and then there were ramparts on it, but you're still running straight across that.
So the entire wall. Second level in this game is exactly like that. You're not going up and down like Castlevania. You're not exploring. You're just running across left to right the entire way. And there's little levels you can go down and up, and you can go inside rooms. And so but you're always going to come back out to the rampart section and keep going across.
Okay.
And it breaks up the pace. Like it feels like a completely different level design. And then when you beat that level, it keeps going to the right, but then it branches out and like goes in different directions. So the map ends up sprawling, like huge, way bigger than anything in the first game. And each area, instead of just looking different, feels completely different than the previous area before it. And it lends it a lot of replayability. This is a roguelike, so there's, the levels are always different, the layouts are different, the enemy placements are different, but each kind of area has its own feel and its own style of gameplay. Like some are more bullet focused, some are more enemy focused, some are more exploration focused.
Are there any like mechanical differences between the levels? Like, is there any kind of like physics or like water level or like?
Yeah, so the area I'm talking about that goes left to right, there's water beneath you, and if you fall into it, you take damage, but it shoots you back up to where you jumped off. So you're not like just landing in the water and taking DOT like constantly. You immediately zip back up and you just take a little bit of damage. There's also, so the area after that is like a snow level, and you can like, there's like little frozen area parts that you can go down into. You have to find these 2 items to unlock the boss. You have to find different items to unlock the boss doors. You don't just go into the door this time. But the way that each area has a different requirement for that boss door. So the snow level, you have to like do some platforming to get to the items that require it. And the good thing is, once you get those items and you open the door, you never have to get them again. The door's permanently open after that.
Okay. Well, that makes the game a little more streamlined.
Yeah, they did a lot of smart stuff as far as streamlining goes. There's a character that unlocks travel points for you. So instead of having to go through the entire first and second level to get to the third level, you just teleport right to the third level.
Do you have to be that character to use those, or after you unlock it,
she's a separate character, not
okay, she's an NPC that like is like, here's a teleporter.
You pay, she's standing beside each teleporter when you go to a new level, and gotcha. And once you pay your one-time fee, that level is unlocked permanently.
Gotta pay the troll toll.
You gotta listen. You want that boy's hole, so you gotta pay that troll toll.
Soul. I said soul.
But Rogue Legacy 2, great game. Fucking, I'm so glad that it turned out well. I was a little worried about it, and I am loving the ever-loving shit out of it. Very, very happy
Good.
with it.
I need to jump on. Is that on Game Pass?
No, unfortunately not. It was on sale for Steam's like roguelike sale for $20, but I think it's gone back up to 25 now. But still $20 for the amount of gameplay that I'm getting out of that game is just, it's worth every fucking penny.
Well, I probably won't be buying that until it goes on a little deeper sale than that, unless I get drunk and buy it, which, you know,
it's a possibility.
Is a
I'm not gonna say it's as good of an investment as hundreds of dollars worth of amiibos, but
listen,
who knows?
Those amiibos, this is an investment, okay?
It's gonna pay for your kid's college one day.
Yeah. I'm gonna laugh my way to the bank.
That's exactly what you're gonna do
with my amiibos. No, but I did get drunk and buy Zelda Link's Awakening remastered.
Yeah.
Or remake, excuse me.
Yeah, that's a full-on remake. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking at the game for a long time. I never played Link's Awakening back in the day. It was a Game Boy game.
Yeah. Also a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah, so I did not play it on either of those. I did have a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color, but never bought Link's Awakening. I was more of a Tetris and Mario Land kind of guy.
Which one? What's your favorite Mario Land?
The first one.
Oh,
Super Mario Land.
Really?
That's the only one I played. I don't know.
I was about to say the second one is like the first one, but just I feel like the second one's just like how Mario 3 is just Mario 1 but way better. That's how Mario Land 2 is. It's a great fucking game.
What if they remade that?
I feel like they
need to remake Mario Land. Like really all the Mario Lands. Like they're great games.
Yeah, they're so good. Some of the best platforming.
The mechanic, I was about to say the mechanics are so tight in that game.
I feel like instead of doing like new Super Mario Bros. Like they did for a while, which was not a great series.
I mean, they made Mario 3D Land, but that's not
I like that
Mario Land.
But if you're gonna do another 2D Mario, just remake the Mario Land games.
Dude, if they remade Mario Land, oh my god.
The Legend of the Seven Coins or something like that.
I think that was the second one.
That's the one I played most of. So
the first one was just Super Mario Land, and I played when I was like this is when I was like a real little kid. Like I was probably like 4 or 5. This is one of, if not the first, games that I played because my mom actually bought the Game Boy before I was born
for Tetris.
That's
funny.
And so she would stay up playing Tetris, and then she got Mario for me and Kyle, and I remember playing the shit out of that. And that might actually, I know we've talked about like our first video game experiences, but I think the Game Boy and Tetris and Mario Land might be my actual first video games.
That's awesome. Great games.
I wish I still had that Game Boy, dude. It was like the big fat brick Game Boy too that took like fucking like 8 AA batteries or whatever the hell it was.
It lasted 30 minutes. Yeah.
You remember like the magnifying glass and the backlight you could throw, or the like overhead light you could throw on there too?
There was no backlit screen. So if you were playing like in a dark room, you had to
on a car ride.
Yeah.
We used to go on road trips, and I would have to like I took a reading light, like you're like put on a book and like
thing.
I would clamp it like to the fucking seatbelt and and hang it over the screen.
That's a pretty good. I have a reading light like that. I found when I was moving.
That's how I would light my Game Boy growing up.
It's funny because like, I saw there was I've been looking. You can see like a bunch of old Nintendo Powers on archive.org. And I was reading through some of those, and there's one that had like an advertisement for the Game Boy magnifying glass.
Dude, that thing was so cool.
It's like, can you imagine like being like a parent and being like, why do you need a fucking magnifying glass for the Game Boy, the $200 Game Boy that I just bought you? You know, like it just
I can't.
So many add-ons, peripherals, shit like that for Nintendo stuff.
But they were so stupid and so good. You know, I'd buy them if there was a magnifying glass for the Switch. I'd buy that shit because I'm an idiot.
I think you just put the magnifying glass on your face now and call them glasses. That's how it works. The Switch screen's pretty big.
You want a backlight for your backlight? We got that.
I'm surprised Nintendo.
Look, dog, I heard you like backlights, so we got a backlight for your backlight. This is pimp my Switch.
I was watching Nextlander play 32X earlier. I don't know if you remember the 32X.
Was that that wasn't Tiger?
No, it was Sega.
Yeah.
It was like it plugged into the Genesis.
Yeah, the Genesis 32X. Yeah,
you plugged something else into it. Well,
yeah.
Brad mentioned the Tower of Power, and somebody put it sent them a picture, and it was like the 32X plugged in, and then somebody had plugged in like the Genesis modem into that, then plugged a Game Genie into that, then plugged Sonic and Knuckles into that, which I don't know if you remember Sonic and Knuckles, but it was like an open top cartridge that you could plug Sonic 3 into, and it would put Knuckles into Sonic 3. So it was literally this like tower of shit.
Did it work?
To a Genesis. Yeah, no, it was made to work like that.
I'm just wondering if at like some point during that, it's like, this is too much.
Yeah, what is the temperature get like crossed up or something? The modem might have just been for looks, because I don't think you could play like Sonic Online or anything like that. But the idea of just having, like, if you had that in an entertainment console, you wouldn't be able to, do anything with it. Like you couldn't do that. Oh, it was also attached. Then there was like a Sega CD on the bottom of it. I don't know if that was actually attached to the Genesis or anything, but it was.
Oh
it
my
looked
God,
ridiculous.
that's amazing. I feel like there was some kind of attachment that could turn your Genesis into a Sega CD.
I do too. I feel like I remember that too, and that's what I was thinking.
And then you could also put a 32X on top of that.
But was the Genesis the thing that turned it into the Sega CD? That was like on the side there, right? Like you put the Genesis into that, and then there was like a CD thing on the side. I feel like.
I think you're right, dude. There were so many peripherals though, like so many attachments you could get. Dude, I'm lucky that I wasn't an adult then.
I know you would have bought everything.
Like, I need to try this Tower of Power.
There was only like 25 games made for the 32X or something like that. So
was Sonic 3D one of those? Or was that a Sonic CD? Or was that a Sega CD?
Sonic CD was Sega CD.
Or Sonic 3D. Sonic 3D Blast.
Sonic 3D Blast was a Saturn game, I think.
It was either CD or
CD was on Sega CD. Sonic CD was Sega CD.
Yeah. No, but I mean Sonic 3D Blast. I think Sonic 3D Blast was either 32X or Sega CD.
Yeah.
But I remember I played 3D Blast and I was like, this is the most mind-blowing game I've ever seen, because one of my friends had what you needed for it. I can't remember what it was though.
It was
I think it was Sega CD.
It was Sega Saturn and Sega Genesis.
Oh, it was on Genesis.
They did a version for the Genesis.
Okay, that's what I played then. I played the Genesis version.
Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Sega Saturn and Sega Genesis, but no Sega CD, weirdly enough.
Okay, so I played the Genesis version of that game then.
Was this? I don't know how. I was not a Sega kid. I was a fucking Nintendo kid, but I don't remember how the Sega CD worked. Like, was it an add-on for the Genesis?
I think you could get it as a standalone or an add-on.
Oh, I think you might be right. We clearly don't know what we're talking about, but but this is fun to speculate on.
Dude, yeah, there's no way to know. There's absolutely
no way. Who could ever know?
There's definitely no way to know this stuff.
Anyway, back to Link's Awakening. I don't know how the fuck we got way over here. How are you? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. So I know how we got there. I said I never played Link's Awakening. It was on Game Boy.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. And then we just went on a fucking
tirade,
fire tangent.
So my recollection of this game was that it felt very much like a old school Zelda game.
It makes me feel like, especially when I'm running around in the overworld, like I am like playing with plastic toys. Like the biggest thing that like really gets my attention is the art style. It is super, super like shiny, plasticky looking models.
It looks
And
like that.
it's in like a tilt shift. It's all in that like classic Zelda overhead view, but it's in a very tilt shifty kind of lens perspective. And on the outer edges, it's all got like kind of a blur to it. So it looks like you're looking down almost at like your carpet and like this whole world is sprawled out on your floor a little bit.
The art style reminds me of Rudolph.
Yeah,
Christmas.
like a claymation kind of.
Yeah, you at any moment you expect like a misfit toy to jump out at you.
Yeah, like a stop motion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that really like gets me going. That's really cool. Anytime that like we talked about it before, like anytime you can take like an old school style and put a cool twist on it, that like excites me tremendously. And so like to see them take something from the Game Boy era and make it like to seem like I'm playing with a toy from the 80s, like because they look like little 80s plasticky kind of toys.
Yeah.
My old nostalgic ass like gets super into that. And especially they've also like the music in that game is very almost like nursery like
Rhyme.
no, not nursery rhyme. What the hell am I thinking of? What are the things you sing to children? Lullaby. It's almost like lullaby kind of like chimes and bells. Seems like they're played on like kids xylophones.
Fisher Price xylophone.
Yeah, like a Fisher Price xylophone kind of thing, and like out of tune trumpets, and like it's everything about it is like just super kiddie, in a way that like just kind of like makes me feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoy that a lot. I've stayed up, honestly, dude, I've stayed up till like 4 a.m. the last like 3 nights playing that game.
The gameplay feels, because what I remember of it is you're like, it's kind of like A Link to the Past where you don't really have a ton of instruction on where you're supposed to go or how you're supposed to solve the puzzles. So you're kind of like, you kind of have to just try a bunch of things, which is how I like my Zelda. But I know some people are frustrated because they probably grew up with like Ocarina of Time, stuff that's a little more
where it's like you need the hook shot to go in here.
Yeah, exactly. Like Navi tells you what you need.
Yeah.
This game doesn't have a Navi. It doesn't have a midnight.
Well, it does have like as soon as you, so there, I think there's like 7 different instruments that you have to get.
Yeah.
As soon as you get one, it'll tell you where, it'll give you a vague description of where you need to go for the next one. And then the owl,
it marks it on the map and stuff, but I more mean like you don't know like what item you need,
what you need to get there. Yeah, you have to explore. Like for instance, it was telling me I needed to go to the swamps, but it didn't tell me that I needed the bombs and to go to the swamps. So then like I got to the swamps and I was like, okay, I can't get through here. I see these walls with cracks in them. That means it's Zelda. I need bombs. I need to go find where the bombs are at. And yeah, that's no, I love that. So then I just go keep exploring where I've been to already with the new items that I have that can get me further into those areas that I've already been to. And that unlocks more things to progress me further the other way. And that type of Zelda where it's like you go forward, then you go back a little bit, then you go a little more forward, then a little bit back. Like that's the classic Zelda that I really, really enjoy. It's very Link to the Past, very Link's Awakening, or not Link's Awakening, Link Between Worlds. That's great shit.
I think it depends on when you grew up. Like I remember Abby Russell on the the Beastcast being like really frustrated with this game because she's like, I just don't know where to go. I don't know what I need. I don't know what to do. And I think people that played like, like we said, like Ocarina the first time, when you have the navigation person who's constantly telling you what to do next, you're not used to that. But if you grew up like us and your first Zelda was either the first one or like A Link to the Past, then you're used to that style, and that's the style that I like. Like I like exploring the overworld, finding what I'm supposed to do.
It's a puzzle. It's a giant puzzle, like with little mini puzzles in it. So every time that you're faced up against something that you don't know, like maybe not to people that don't understand that style of gameplay, but like what that means is the answer is somewhere behind where you've already been.
Exactly.
So you need to go back and see what you haven't found there.
And some people just don't like back. It's a lot of the reason people don't like Metroid and stuff. Like people don't like backtracking. But I think if backtracking is done well, it doesn't feel like a chore. It's like part of the fun.
Because you backtrack and then you open up in a new area in that area.
It's like, oh shit, I can't. Because one of the things I love about Metroid is you come to an area and you're like, I see that there's like a ledge up there with like a shiny thing on it that I can't do anything right now, but I know eventually I'm going to find something that'll let me get up there. And then when you find that, it's like the big eureka moment, and you get to do that over and over again because there's all kinds of different ways that let you, explore that. So in like Zelda, it's got the same kind of thing where you're like, I know that like you'll see like in A Link to the Past, there's the wooden pegs where you can throw the hook shot to, and it'll drag you across like an open bridge or something.
I haven't gotten the hook shot yet. I just got. I've gotten the thing that lets you jump. I've gotten the thing that lets you pick up pots and rocks. The power glove. I've gotten 2 of the instruments, and I think that's it. So I think I got a good ways to go, but like I usually play that game like late at night, laying in bed before I go to bed. No, I haven't. Maybe. But dude, have you talking about like Metroidvanias and stuff? You haven't played Ori and the Will of the Wisps, right? And that doesn't seem like you don't think you would like that game.
I have played it. I played it.
You have? Yeah. You played Ori and the Will of the Wisps?
I played a little bit of it. I didn't play a lot of it. I liked it. It was very good.
Oh yeah,
it didn't grab me enough for me to stick with it, but the art style was good. The music was amazing.
I thought that might be a game that you could really sink your teeth into.
There was something about the combat that I did not like at all.
You get a lot more. The combat gets a lot better as you get a couple more items.
I've heard that the second one is better.
You played Ori and the Blind Forest.
Blind Forest, yeah.
Okay.
I have not played Will.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think you would enjoy. Will of the Wisps. The combat in that is way better than Blind Forest.
I might try that out. Is that on Game Pass too?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I might try that one.
It looks amazing. The soundtrack is just as good. Story's great, and it's just a fucking amazing Metroidvania.
Do you still play as the same little?
Oh yeah, you're Ori, the little forest spirit guy.
The first one like really upset me in the first 10 minutes because like your mom character fucking dies.
Oh, get ready to cry again.
Bitch.
in the first 30 minutes, dude. Oh, if you want to see what I'm talking about, just go back and watch the stream.
Oh, okay.
Twitch.tv/gaming and drinking, by the way.
Okay.
Only an hour and a half, 2 hours into this.
Got to plug it at some point.
Yep. But yeah, that is Zelda Link's Awakening. There's a lot more to it, but I have to take a quick break and go grab another beer. So what do you say we take a quick break and come and wrap this thing up?
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we will be right back with more booze and games. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Gaming and Drinking. At the end of the day,
what?
At the end of the day, we all are here on this planet spinning around the sun.
What the fuck is going on? That was
on a collision course with failing at podcasting.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I don't know. I just started a sentence and then that's where it ended up. I started it poorly.
You sounded like you were going to do like a political speech or something, like 7 years ago.
At the end of the day, we're all red-blooded Earthicans. My fellow Earthicans.
Earthicans.
Yep.
Wait, what if this podcast is being transmitted out? You don't want to alienate our alien.
0010007. No, wait. There's no sevens in binary.
Yes, there's just ones and zeros.
Fucked up. Now the aliens are gonna hate me.
Is there a niner in there?
Fucking aliens are gonna hate me, dude. Because I threw in a seven.
If aliens listen to this podcast, Earth is probably fucked. They're like, we got to destroy this motherfucker. These people, there's something wrong with them.
It's like completely ignore them. That is like the Skid Row of planets.
No intelligent life down there.
Oh God, no. But I do have another game to talk about, but it is 1 a.m. right now while we're recording this. We started. What time did we start? Like 9:30?
No, we started at like 10:30.
Okay. What is time, bro? Time is, does anybody know? You know, when they say they're running out of time, no, time is infinite. Or time goes on, marches on without us, with or without us.
Time doesn't exist.
Time is just a fucking construct.
Yeah.
The frogs are gay.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. I think this is the most smartest.
Yep. Most smartest.
The most smartest podcast, except for that one with the history guy.
We make NPR look fucking dumb.
NPR National Poopy Radio.
Fuck. God damn it. That might be the title if we had a title.
We don't have titles.
We might need to start doing titles because that's pretty good.
Oh God. Anyways, I think we're gonna end this. I think we're gonna end this one on a Mick Ultra note. Ew.
That's when you know Adam's gotten to the end of the podcast because the Ultra's come out.
Yeah, I'm done. I've already gone through all the beers for the podcast. Now I'm just like digging through the fridge. All right. Yep. Everybody. Cheers, internet.
Cheers.
Cheers, Travis. Cheers. I think this is a fun one.
This was a fun one. Cheers to all the aliens. Please don't blow us up.
Cheers to aliens. Come on down. Let me clap them alien cheeks.
What? I think your girlfriend might have a problem with that.
I don't think she does. I think Katie wants to do it too. Katie, tell me you wasn't fucking alien. If it was a hot alien, I'm not saying you're gonna fuck like a Demogorgon. No, it's gonna be like a hot alien that comes down and is like, it's an alien that came down specifically to seduce humans.
Like in Species.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, so I don't know.
I'm not one to discriminate.
Katie is not one to discriminate. Oh God.
Clapping cheeks. The aliens are happy. They're coming down. All is right in the world.
Marchand these nuts. I don't know.
You almost had something there, but
I did. Nope. Didn't. All right, everybody. Cheers. Yeah.
Enjoy life. We're all gathered here today.
We'll see you next time on the Game and the Drinking Cast.
Okay, we got to get out of here. All right.
I think we already did. We're just going to cut. Yeah. Yep. We've reached the end.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Do your best AOL goodbye guy.
Goodbye.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's where you should end it.
You've got mail.
That's pretty good too.
Was it?
Yeah. What's the other ones?
What was your away message as a
It
kid?
was always some like angsty.
Oh yeah, it was like mine was like Newfound Glory lyrics or like
Mine was
Taking Back Sunday
Sunday
or
lyrics,
The
Dashboard
Used.
Confessional, something real angsty and shitty.
It would be like, you could slit my throat.
Yeah. Oh, that one was. I'd apologize. Yeah. It'd always be something.
Always
like
with like lowercase, uppercase, lowercase.
I never
like
did that. I was never that lame, but definitely would do the quote.
Dude, how are you gonna say you weren't that lame when you did the quote? Like
Because
that's literally just as lame.
I was lame enough to do the quote, but I wasn't lame enough to alternate capitalization.
You cannot be on a pedestal when you did the quote.
Listen, we might all be drowning.
That pedestal is like literally an inch high.
We're drowning in the same water, but at least I've got something to hold on to.
Fuck you. God, I hate you. Bye, everybody. Fuck this podcast.
Why don't you go put up an angsty quote on your away message after this to get it?
Listen, best friends means I pull the trigger. Bye, bitches.